Alright, you listen to me, 2022. You don't like me, I don't like you. I already know you're up to no good. You're gonna release a bunch of bullshit cameras that won't be perfect under my demands, and I have a list of what you're failing at now. Each company has a weakness, even though you're the same company. Let's be real with ourselves. Oh, we're different. No, you're not. I will explain your weaknesses and what you have to work on in 2022 for me to be happy as a YouTube scrub. That was art.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on a secret setup here. I'm not allowed to talk about it, but if I could speak in code, I've had the camera in the past. It has returned to us, and this lens has been highly anticipated for a long time, and that could be nice. Try to have fun with that. So let's start off with Blackmagic, because I never talk about them. I would love to have one, but here's a couple things you have to work on. First, just who are you? You keep switching mounts, you're using other companies' mounts. That just further cements my theory that you're all the same company. I'll just borrow that. You knew how to make, you made it. So I think that Blackmagic should maybe enter into the full frame territory because they don't know who they are anyway. So just pick either Sony E mount or Canon RF mount, or even Nikon Z mount. I don't give a shit. One of those, and we're using those lenses. We have a full frame cinema raw camera, easy to edit codecs, flippy screen, that giant flipping screen, and then it's a YouTuber's camera. Even if you don't improve the autofocus, I could work with it. As a studio camera, we need raw in the studio, definitely. How's the IBIS doing on this thing? I'll switch it to digital, not that this camera's capable of that soon to see. But we're just... What? So when it comes to Fuji, who we're definitely not filming on, in the XH2, here's all you have to... I have like high demands, but those are ridiculous. What you really need to focus on is just polish. Polish up some shit. Your autofocus algorithm, stop looking for, like, learn what a human face actually is. It's not a tree. It's not a cat. It's not a pile of leaves. It's just a human face. It's pretty obvious. 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth. Most of us have that. So learn to recognize it. Let's do a faster walk here, just for the heck of it, see what's happening. So just polish the exposure too. Like sometimes it used to swing dramatically and down for no real good reason. So just work on working out the kinks. Now there's a lot of rumors with this XH2, it's going to be split into 2. There's 2 different sensors. Just make one video-centric. No dials. None of these dials. Now that I'm looking at them. Just, that's for photographers, and you want the flip-up screen, dials, you're dialed in is fun, look how much fun I'm having, I'm twisting shit. And last thing, do what you're supposed to do, and be the first camera company to 480 frames per second. I know it's gonna be Fuji. They're doing it, for sure. 240p in their, like, low-end budget cams. You know they're sneak attacking with some 480p. So do it. When it comes to Olympus, basically just continue on your path. You already know what's best for all of us. You do great. Just work on usability just a little bit. Some custom dials for video settings so I can switch easily between slow motion and certain modes. Just like no more 2-minute files. Those are really annoying. I put up with it because of your beauty, but I won't forever. I will not forever do that. Just like one long file, unlimited recording, no limits here. And in the plot twist of the century, please improve your IBIS. I don't know why, but like, I understand wide angle lenses, you get that warpy stuff. But Panasonic, that disappeared by 12 mils. Olympus, it's still there at 12. What are you doing? It doesn't go away till 15. I don't get it. So digital corrects it, but that's a huge, almost 20% crop. That's a big deal. And I find on the 9 to 18, that digital, there's some jerky moments. It's not the smoothest thing I've ever seen. It's not a baby's bum. So improve your IBIS up to Panasonic level. Get that digital crop down a bit, maybe like 15%. 20 is too much. And also better preamps. Your audio is shit. Worst in the industry. Hissy shit. And also turn your 9mm fisheye 1.8 into a non-fisheye that I can put filters on. And then you got something. That was a beautiful lens, but no black pro mist filters? Are you kidding yourself? And then weird arching backgrounds that I have to correct in post. I'll post your mom. I will. It looks like I have devil horns. Doesn't mean I'm a bad person. When it comes to Nikon, grow up. You old ass fogies in your sitz bath listening to your trumpet music. Who listens to trumpets? That's what you do back there on your lazy boy chair. Oh, it reclines now. Helen, our chairs can recline now. Get up, you old asshole, make a sandwich. You suck at life. The only thing you have to do, the ironic thing here is Nikon doesn't really have to do anything. They're so good, I think. Just give me a flippy screen so I can use your camera. That's a deal breaker that I'm not willing to put up without. Huh? Put up without. I'm still dying to try a Z6, the original one. Camera Canada doesn't have a copy for me. I don't know the joy that could be in my heart from a Nikon system. The colors, interesting lenses. Their old lenses have the 3D pop. They used to use the leaded glass, I think. Don't quote me on that. So Nikon just put a flippy screen, the Z6 Mark III with a flippy screen and whatever other improvements. Is there a dog? There's many dogs. All right, we now have digital stab on. Better be the smoothest thing I've ever seen in my life. I think it is. When it comes to Panasonic, your number... Oh, God. Oh, God. That was unexpected. That scared the life out of me. Your number one priority, Panasonic, is to work on your color science. I prefer that your autofocus remain laughable. So just keep it the way it is. Make it worse if you could. I don't mind. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I can live without being in focus. I used to shoot Fuji. That's fine. But having the skin tones of a baby piglet, it's not in the cards. I'm trying to look better than I am. I have a health channel. People look up to me for their important diet advice. All of them. How is the autofocus, by the way? Has it been hunting at all? I do have a box. That doesn't give anything away. Unbelievable. Also, shrink down your bullshit medium format bodies into an actual micro four thirds. You have a tiny sensor. Why do you surround it with so many guards? Just let loose already. Just shrink down to like Olympus level or your entry level cams. Like the little tiny G85 that could. The Olympus EM1 III is like slightly heavier than a G85. That's how life should be. You're a freak. When it comes to Sony, the only thing you really need to work on is updating your firmware in my Sony a7S III to have animal eye detect, autofocus, and video. Why are you giving these lowly cameras the update? It's like, it's now available in the ZVE10. Who bought that thing? Nobody. Only people with freak long arm genetic experiments, dolphin men with long arms who can actually stand the crop. That bullshit. I think they updated another one too. I forget what, like the A6100 or something. Like A7S III. We paid money, some of us. I paid some. It was a good deal, admittedly. We need it. Sony really just needs to invest in a good kindergarten crayon course. Like a coloring in the numbers type of thing. Just take that, like a seagull. Oh, white around there and then orange on the beak. 2. Color all the 2s orange. Take that course and improve your color science to be something as magical as whatever this is. How do you do it? So better color science, better screens one day. How about that? Update the screens. You're done with the Kodak things. I can't stand it anymore. I will not stand it. And since you're so used to showing off, and oh, look how fast we are, we can autofocus 1,000 frames per second with a 50 megapixel camera. Catalyst browse inside. Do it. Remove the IBIS. Replace the IBIS with NDs. What? internal NDs, variable, electronic, and catalyst browse doing the work for me? You could do it. If anybody could do it, you could do it. You're so fast. You'll have to cripple some things. I understand that. It only works in 1080p, whatever. I'm down with it. When it comes to Canon, as we pick it up a notch, noticing that digital stabilization is all we need to handle, and then I'll review this lens at a later date. I'm using this info right now for the future review, comparing it to the Sony 20mm 1.8. Not that they're equivalent lenses. When it comes to Canon, just try not crippling your camera for once. I stopped in a non-cinematic spot. Just one camera. Even your C70 is crippled. It doesn't have RAW. It's your cinema camera. You can't protect a cinema camera from your cinema line. That's the camera to get us in. You're still doing it. Every video cripple spec in your R5. Ooh, overheats, sorry. We forgot a heat sink. Buy our cinema camera. Now you do the same shit with the C70. That is your cinema camera. So let this be the year that the Canon cripple hammer dies. A sweet death. Just stop crippling things. And what you really should do, Canon R Mark II, we know that Canon kind of takes a while to catch up to the competition. They don't really leapfrog, except the R5 leapfrogged in every way. Don't listen to me. So catch up to the competition with the R Mark II, but usually Canon, when they do get there, it's better. It's better than the competition was, because of Canon color science. So R2, you just have 4K 24p. We're not having the 4K 60. We know your R6 and R5 have it, so we're obviously not getting it in the R2. But non-cropped 4K and 240 frames per second in 1080p with autofocus. Also, your codecs need to be easier to edit. Put some time into that. I wouldn't mind some 10-bit, but I don't really need it. But if you can do a 420 10-bit, and allow me to use that in log and in other things. Standard color, don't just be log only. And make the log a profile, a color profile. Don't make me go into the menu and change some bullshit. I said chains. I'll leave. So what do you think? Am I right in my assessments? This is what the company should be focusing on? Just improving the usability, and don't be shooting for stars with 8K. Nobody needs to catch up to the 8K market. Just make your 1080p better. How about some 1080p RAW in something? That could be fun. Even the Canon M could do it with Magic Lantern, I think. Don't quote me on that. How did the mystery camera perform? Unbelievable. Wow. Review coming soon. I'm gonna take a couple weeks off, both channels, just so have a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. And I'll see you next year for the same old bullshit content. Subscribe for that.